board, Steve Hacks is actually the main author of the Crystalis Randomizer, and we are underway. All right, Orb of Fire. So this is getting a bit deja vu all of a sudden. Steve did not miss the little girl this time, though. And let's see. Sword of Fire again. Wow. We didn't accidentally use the same seed, right? I know that we saw there were a lot of bees in the tag for the previous one. And much like our first race, we have immediate divergence, but Steve has changed his mind. And they are both going towards Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, it should definitely not be the same one.
Oh, I said that in jest. I'm fairly certain. You know, there's only so many combinations to start this off. And Cross Product's gonna go shopping. Can't afford any warp boots here, so it's just gonna pick up a medical herb. Whereas Steve didn't spend as much and can pick up, but I don't think he did. Oh, that was not a medical herb. Okay.
Nope, definitely not the same seed. We got an alarm flute. Okay, we're
yes.
good. Crisis averted.
I wasn't trying to worry you there. I really wasn't.
I definitely had a mini panic attack and went back and looked.
I knew you got quiet, and I started thinking, oh no. But yes, I'm not sure these guys, because they saw the last race. Even with the knowledge of where to go, would want that last seed. That was quite the adventure. And now we have divergence. Crossproduct is going to go ahead and check this waterfall key. But Steve is going to go towards Mount Saber.
So
I missed what Crossproduct is up. What?
He found telepathy. So
telepathy. Okay.
This is going to be interesting.
And utilizing the statue goods once again to get across behind those guys. Last seed, we didn't have to worry about that because we got the Flute of Lime right away. But Steve has immediately unlocked the Bryn Mawr area and is going to go and check out what's in the weeds, if nothing else. Steve did not talk to Zebu, so we do not have a kidnapping yet. As we all know, everyone knows you have to talk to Zebu to trigger the kidnapping. Everyone knows that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We know what puts Chiron to sleep though. But we did find a fog lamp, so that's what Cross found here on the right side of Waterfall Cave here. So definitely a good find. Steve finding the glowing lamp. So we are getting a little bit of early pickup
lamp
similar to what we
percent
had from
already.
the last race.
I think still need broken lamp, right?
But we just need a broken lamp, and yeah. If we get a shell flute though, that is ocean access. So
indeed. Pretty clear direction. Can't help but notice that little poke about Chiron. We'll say this, little the mid-race chatter. One of the few things that didn't happen was me taking a little bit more of a permanent nap. And a few people might have already hinted at wanting to make sure that the night is complete with us seeing everything. Orb of Thunder is in the other side of the Waterfall Cave, and Crossbody's going to take that and go on his way.
Definitely means that our next piece of progression has to be on Saber West here. So Steve should be finding that fairly quickly for us.
Indeed. We have a orb of water pick up. Not progression yet, but higher chance that we might actually not have a flight suit on our hands.
Nah.
Granted, as we found out from that last race, getting flight early does not necessarily mean it's going to be a faster seed. Steve getting poisoned there is and finding the change spell.
Oh no, Steve falling into the trap, warping out.
Well, he was poisoned, so he was gonna have to do something there, and decided to keep his prize and keep going.
Okay, he is going back, so this is good. Steve is a very calculated runner. He would actually be someone who would check 3 items in Fog Lamp Cave and then dip out of there because the one in the back is essentially too long to get to, opting to save time that way and focus more on routing.
Yeah. And Steve has decided to go ahead. No, he didn't actually break that barrier yet, so he is actually triggering the alarm flute, and he's going to go up and check that cave on the way to the windmill. Crossproduct finds some medical herbs in Bryn Mawr and can now go back to Portoa. Steve finding his way through some vanilla tigers. Although technically in the vanilla game, those are slimes, so vanillish. Oh, teleport! We have the Saber North set already.
Yeah, and they're
Between the
definitely
two
gonna have to
players.
go there. So teleport and telepathy, we know what needs to happen.
Yep. Much faster than found in the other race. There will not be 10,000 gold spent on boots in this race, likely. And Cross now has both telepathy and teleport. He has the full set.
Steve picking up his telepathy there in the waterfall cave. He's gonna make his way to the back. Make sure he gets those last 2 chests back there as well.
It's okay, Night 2. There's nothing wrong with making sure that you can accessorize for all occasions of warping. Yes, we have an 8-minute Mount Saber North. And with that fire sword and ball of fire in hand, orb of fire, we are going in.
Just gonna push those Dragonian army jerks out of the way and crosses into Saber North. Steve finding the fog lamp on the right side. I'm gonna go to the left side there and get the last piece of the items out of there, and then make his way to Saber North after talking to a silly rabbit.
Indeed. And Flame Bracelet. Wow, we have a powered up sword already. Unfortunately, Crossproduct does have an antidote. And barely dodges the paralysis. One of my least favorite enemies in this game is those I don't really exist shadow dragons. And find some Medusas. Which are really nice to farm if you have Sword of Water. And not so fun to farm if you don't and get, bodied by that demon bat. Cross is gonna go ahead and try and ting these guys down, but yeah, Demon Bat, not fun.
No, as we do know, flying enemies are jerks. While that happened, he's gonna have to reclimb up here. Steve did get his Orb of Thunder, and now he's on his way to Saber North as well.
Already a very, very different race after a very same start. This is what we thought was going to happen in the last race, happening that much faster here. Cross is once again going through here, having to pick up everything again after that death. Once again getting that flame bracelet. And Steve taking advantage of that teleport spell, making Knight 2 and Matrix jealous immediately. Yeah, flail guys guarding this path is not fun. Not fun whatsoever. And Steve is going back towards Leaf. Oh, he didn't actually trigger it yet, so he's going to go back through this tunnel, and he still has to actually go through and trigger everything for North.
Yeah, he actually still needs to talk to Zebu because he never did that.
And there's sort of water for cross products. With the orb we found earlier, we now have access across rivers once you freeze them. I think we found the orb of water, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. That also means that Rage is in logic. So they can go back to there pretty quickly and check that out. Cross Product really doesn't like that wall. Unfortunately, the wall seems very resistant to even the most powerful of magics when shot a few pixels too far away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like Steve actually used teleport to make his way over to Bryn Mawr preemptively because he forgot to talk to the rabbit. Then he had to wild warp back, talk to the rabbit. I think now he doesn't have the MP, and he can't rest there because they're kidnapped. So he's got to go back up to Portoa to then warp to Bryn Mawr and then start his ascent.
That is rough. Cross Product has made his way up to clear out the prisoners, get them back. He's going to find this item up here. It's the recover spell. And since we don't have the Sword of Wind or anything there, that means Kobeska is not in logic, and Cross Product is going to go ahead and warp out of there.
We've got only one place we can go right now.
And that's
that
Rage.
Sort of water, and we're going to Rage. That is absolutely right. Get an item from him, start the sequence there, get something from Asina, as well as my good friend the Dolphin.
Indeed. Oh! Almost got caught by that nasty bug. Those bugs are going around. Just warp roots here. Hey, Cross. You gotta go back, buddy. Oh no, indeed. Cross Product forgot to freeze and go across and talk to trigger that extra item from Asina. That will not potentially bode well for him. And depending upon what's there, that could be a race-ending, devastating move, depending upon how long it takes for him to get back there. The good news is, there really aren't that many other options right now.
Cross doesn't have the ball.
Oh, he doesn't have the ball!
That's why he didn't forget. He doesn't have the ball.
Do neither of them have ball? Did I make that up?
Steve has the ball.
Steve does have the ball.
Yes.
He just doesn't have sword yet.
Yes.
Where was ball again?
A little bit deeper on west here.
Ah, Steve went all the way on west and crossproduct did not. Okay. So not a mistake quite like that. Just a calculated decision that ended up backfiring on Cross. Versus Steve is just currently behind. Because of some unfortunate. But Steve now has that sort of water. And it's probably just a matter of time. Gonna check the last bit in here before warping back and seeing what that rage and answering machine are.
Speaking of Orb Cross, immediately getting that here from Saber West.
It's fairly friendly enemies this early on. Except for, you know, a little bit of flailing here and there, but...
Are you trying to say flail guys aren't friendly?
Yes?
Hey, look. Let me break it down for you. Flail
Okay.
guys are just like any other enemy. They just want to get up, give you a hug. They just happen to also have a chain link that they throw around and it has a spiky ball at the end and it wants hugs too. They just want to be your friend. Don't know why people just can't open up and understand them.
Well, if only they could change. Like crossproduct can now, having acquired the chain spell as well. But Steve is immediately going to rage. Well, Steve!
Steve, go back!
Steve, no!
Don't
Oh, no!
do it! Oh,
Oh,
no, Steve.
no!
Steve, what?
He definitely has the orb. And he's going. He's going like, yeah, and now I think he knows. And, oh. Don't walk back. Go the other way.
He's gonna, yep. Okay. Yep. He's like, oh, wait.
No?
Wait,
He went to
what?
Britmare.
Does he? He definitely has the ball.
Oh, he's going to Amazons. Yeah.
But he didn't check the answering machine.
He didn't, no. And I think he might realize it now. No?
He's going to Saber West.
He's thinking. He knows he missed something.
Okay.
Amazons is in logic. But just the back chest.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he looked at it again. Yup,
Okay.
there he goes. Okay, we're good.
Yep.
Just a little brain fart. I know he did have a very long drive before this race, so.
Yes. Key to 6C. Not immediately helpful, but that makes you wonder, especially with having the swords that they do, if they might be seeing, you know, that sort of thunder before too long.
So fun fact. Remember how I brought up about Steve and Foglamp Cave? He did the same thing on Saber West. He doesn't have that key.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Shield ring.
So gets a warrior ring, and shield ring will be the item they'll probably never get. Oh, he went too fast the first time. He wanted to see it again.
Yep.
And Cross now able to pick up the answering machine. Sword will win from the dolphin. Good fishy.
Hey, they're mammals.
It's a fishy mammal. Yeah. You can be more than one thing. All right, at this point, let's see, Sword of Wind. They did pick up that Ball Wind earlier, did they not? Or is... Am I... I'm having
Ball of
trouble...
Thunder.
They picked up Ball Thunder, you're right. I have the memory of a goldfish, it's great.
No, Axeman, he does not have the key. He has a flute and 2 lamps.
This
By
is a
flute,
very
I'm
strange
too long.
seed.
Oh, this is a great seed.
I didn't say, it's definitely great, but also strange. Like, you see enough of these, and I know in your case you play enough of these, call enough of these, you start to see things pop up more often than not. There's certain patterns that are more likely to happen. This is not one of them.
No, this is definitely not your atypical race here at all.
Edge, I don't know the answer to that. Let the record show that unlike when we called a match together a couple, last week, I haven't said anything about this being a mimicless seed whatsoever. And we already got mimic percents. We just really haven't encountered a ton of chests yet, to be honest.
We've seen 0 mimics so far this run. They need to go to Amazons. That's literally the only place they have left.
And crossproduct is there.
And that's got to give them some type of progression here to get them going.
Absolutely does. So probably like the Ball of Wind or sort. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
And now that's gonna open up all the things.
Well, some of the things. Fog Lamp Cave, Carissa Plant Cave.
All the caves.
And Steve Hacks got butterflied.
That is unfortunate and does happen because butterflies are jerks.
They are. And not just because they're flying, they're like jerks on top of jerks. They are kings of the jerks.
They just do a ton of damage and they're flyers. Just like birds in any game. Jerks.
Yeah, but instead of just being like on a predictable path, they're random. Like, oh, you want to go there? So do I.
So Cross still living up to his exploits here. Talked to the queen in Amazons, and she freaked out because there's a man in her village in front of her, and had the guards escort him out.
Yeah. Well, without that Carissa plant, there's no real reason to talk to her as a woman.
Speaking of mimics, we're at 1.
Hey! And we are safe from mimicless, at least.
Alright, we're doing good. This is the start.
I should point out that by this time last seed, we were at least halfway. But there's no comparing anything to the last seed. But I admittedly, last seed, we had also probably checked 4 times as many chests already.
Yeah, there was a huge amount of density open. Blizzard Bracelet, too. That's, okay. Okay, I can get behind that.
I can't. For reasons that should be obvious, especially because the way things are going, I just feel like any minute now we're going to get a Sword of Thunder. Key to 60's there, we've gotten access to Hydra, things like that. This is just a combination of things that don't feel great to me. But, as has been said, it is the thing that was missing from the last... And Steve gets that key to 60 now.
He's gonna sit here and ponder for a moment, and then he'll remember Amazons. Guaranteed.
And there it is. Yep. And Matrick, you and Night2 were so serious and such a final intense race. You both went right past me. Like, that's when we knew things were really serious. So, So hopefully we'll get a repeat performance of that, and I can sleep in peace. Steve picks up his Orb of Wind, and now has a plethora of options. I think Cross is enjoying his Warrior Ring.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, what runner doesn't enjoy getting a Warrior Ring early and going, I can deal with all the things. He's just stocking up right now on money.
It's true, but
I know
you're sitting here thinking like, is he playing an action RPG or shmup?
Obviously a
he's just-
shooter.
Absolutely, it's just firing like crazy. And makes it to the end of the Fog Lamp Cave to find a medical herb. That's got to feel bad. Oh, cross product barely dodging. Slime percent there. And Steve is also taking advantage of the fairly friendly enemy set. You can see Cross has already made it to level 8 at 19 scaling. That's not insignificant.
That's just
And
the power
Cross
of
is
the
gonna-
Warrior Ring. Doing work.
Yeah, absolutely. Cross takes advantage of the checkpoint system to get rid of that poison real quick before going into Carissa Plant Cave.
Super happy to find these Medusas here. They give good
yes.
XP and good money. I mean, if you look right now, Cross is a fairly good resource pool, stocked up. I mean, he's sitting happy at 3,200 bucks.
Oh, Bert!
Bert!
Hello, Bert!
Shut up,
And
come
the spider.
Bert.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
Bert and the
that
Spiders.
doesn't
Sounds like a bad band. Or an awesome band.
I think it's a good band gone wrong.
Mm.
Just find an opal there, and there's another Bert.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one has an eye. Shoutouts to Bert.
Hmm. And Cross was thinking about taking down that spider, but decides to just go on his way.
So, imagine we're gonna see Flight or the Windmill Key or the Shell Flute here at the back of Carissa Plant.
I still think there's a chance for Sword of Thunder, but any of those things could come up here pretty soon.
Personally, I want to see Thunder. I think that would be great. I would love to see them forced to the other side of the world with no Flight.
There's that Shell Flute, so still no Flight. And just the fact that they have the Sword of Water and the Ball of Water, you know, the odds are much lower of them getting Flight anytime soon. Can happen. With that Shell Flute, they are going to be able to go out on the water.
So we do know where the ceramic armor is. It's right here in Portoa, so that's good. Do you have that fog lamp to turn in? Gonna give it to the old man here. Gonna go out.
Hey, look, he's on the boat.
He's on a boat. Is he going fast? Do you consider this background music a nautical theme?
No, I think it's a very cool theme.
Okay. Cross overshot Joel there. Making his way back up, so he's gonna go in there and enjoy having the quick access there. Make sure. Yep, there you go. That one's one of those ones you gotta go in a little bit to get that warp point.
See,
So,
in my
put on
head
him for
now,
one.
all of the music is actually just instrumental versions of Bert and the Spiders. Best hits.
I'm okay with this.
These are all like heavy metal with lyrics that just got turned into like, you know.
Steve,
just kinda-
unfortunately, not getting past the Bert there, and is going to take another death. Load his save there and keep on going. Cross, meanwhile, found the power ring. So,
Oh, yay.
yeah, I'm excited. So, gonna turn in that statue so that way he can get access up. He can totally go all the way over to
Oh, he
All the way
doesn't
up
need
to
Sword of
Swan
Thunder. He
here.
can go the long way. Yeah, the change spell. Yeah, they've got quite a deep amount of access. You gotta think that Hydra's probably pretty high up on their list now.
Well, I'm a little confused because honestly, you've got the Bracelet of Fire. At this point, I'd be going to Sabera. I would go right for Evil Spirit Island.
That's
Sure, you don't have flight, but you can do it.
That's true. Sabera's open. That's a lot of checks, like 6 checks.
Oh, it's more than
But
6.
he wants. Is it more than 6?
Yep, you got 4 in the cave. You've got the left side of the fortress, Vampire, the item up to Sabera, Sabera herself, and then Clark Kent,
Who is not Superman?
who is not Superman.
Okay. I'm just assuming that there will be 3 mimics there. So. Okay, that's quite a bit of checks to be leaving behind. But Cross gonna go for the Chiron play once he finds his way over there. There are a few checks you can do even without flights into Oasis Cave, but it is definitely not the density play. I don't blame him from coming over here, also just because they have that key to Styxy. And even though they can't get through that cave by logic because of barrier, they can still clean out, they can cheat their way through there.
That is very true. Steve picking up his Shell Flute now, heading over to Portoa. He's gonna make his way out on the water as well. We'll see if he decides to cross the world and go to the back half, or if he's going to go into Evil Spirit Island.
Cross picking up a platinum shield and saying hi to me while I'm not asleep. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that.
He just remembers that you're on comms, so he's just making sure, giving you a pat on the back, saying, "Good job, you're doing great. Keep it up."
If memory serves, I say something about these fools don't know what's happening or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've talked to myself alive there too.
You might need to have a conversation with yourself. Just sit down and make sure that you're okay and figure out who these fools are. Don't know what's going on.
Sounds like I've got some work to do on me. It's the end of the year. Gotta get those resolutions done.
That is true. Steve going in, gonna be very happy when he finds his power ring here. Cross finding a medical herb on the first chest here in Hydra.
Slightly less happy for that, but
I'm curious if he's gonna go all the way up, or if he's going to bank left and check Styxy. Now we do know he's only gonna be able to get 3 chests on the left side there in Styxy because the right side is locked by flight. But
yeah,
it's all gonna come down to where is flight if that is over here.
It's true.
And Steve making the density check here is going to Evil Spirit Island, so
okay,
good divergence.
Yeah.
Good divergence.
Absolutely. And Crossprice is making the Styxy play. Is putting on that shield ring. Obviously, shield ring helps reinforce you against projectile damage for whatever your shield is, which he did buy that platinum shield. So he was definitely preparing for this play.
Yeah, and he did also get the mirrored shield as well, so definitely.
Oh, he got the mirrored shield. Okay. Who would forget that spat toenail?
It's a very good question. I don't know who would forget the axe spot.
We'll have to axe around.
Alright, so we're gonna see our first couple of chests here. So let's see. Cross, Iron Necklace.
Iron Necklace.
Magic Ring. So, not terrible. But Cross did buy armor, so not gonna be as helpful. I'd imagine he'd definitely be sticking to the Warrior Ring or the Power Ring at any given time. So, yeah, 2 more checks here that Cross can see quickly. And then we'll see what Steve finds on his next 2 chests.
Yeah, you just gotta wonder. I can't help but think, like, if this ends up not being anything in Styxy, I would definitely reset. Get rid of some of that scaling. Hey, look where he's going.
Yep, right to the
Ivy
chest.
statue. Probably can't get rid of that. That is something that you can immediately use with that change spell to get a check. And obviously they are a flight spell away from being able to check the back of Goa Fortress.
Steve finding an opal, always a good thing to have. It's gonna fully revive you if you die.
And a magic ring.
Cross finding a magic ring.
finds
Steve finding the
tornado
tornado
bracelet.
bracelet.
Yeah, I can't help but think that Evil Spirit Island in some ways probably going to lead to the barrier spell sooner rather than later. We'll see what happens with this Brokahana check. Carissa plants, that is in our path. And crossproduct is chasing this.
Yep. It's definitely going to be what happens here. This time not getting escorted out.
So far.
No, this is true so far. Getting a license plant, and he is getting escorted out.
It's like, yeah. It's like, I did all this for you? Oh, man. And so, yes, Crossproduct is ejected from the Garden Club, and is going to have to figure out, okay, has gone back to Chiron at this point.
Alright, so Steve is now up in the fortress on Evil Spirit Island here. Gonna check the left side first.
Found a barrier spell, apparently.
Yep, that is barrier. So ESI was the logic play that's going to lead us up there, which now begs the question, where's Flight? Because if it's not here, it could be in the Oasis Cave.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that Flight is the next piece of progression. We still have to gain access to some things. It wouldn't surprise. Hey, we just doubled our mimics.
We're doing good. Mimic number 2.
And it's not quite the pace of the last game.
Okay.
That's hard to beat.
That's okay. Yeah, it doesn't need to be that quick of a pace for mimics.
You know, I said that I didn't think that Flight was going to be our next progression, but I'm starting to realize that there really isn't a whole lot left.
Well, there are definitely things that could be opened up, such as Windmill Cave. So there's a couple things, but Flight is definitely barring a couple of locations. And Cross getting turned into a new
Oh, slime percent. Oh,
get bodied.
Man. So he became a whip slime there. It sounds tasty to me personally. Steve finds an antidote. Not exactly an antidote to his troubles as far as where to go next. Hey, there we go.
There we go. Now we're getting more. There's Mimic 3. So, just had a thought about this actually. We've got barrier. Sword of Thunder could open the front because we do have that ball.
Yeah.
We do have triple bracelets. That could actually be the next thing. This could be flightless. It is possible. Sabera, what you got for us? We could literally do a full front door. Uh-oh. Butterflies cross. Nope, I lied. We got Flight.
Where was Flight? I missed
Flight
it.
was on the left side of Hydra.
Okay.
Yep, chest number 3 there. So that means
that's gonna put a lot. Yeah, back at Goa Fortress and the Oasis Cave and Pyramid, and those are all in play now, along with that area on Mount Saber West.
So here's the bigger question. When is Cross going to route in the 3 items that are sitting in Stixie?
That's a good question. Because that's not nearly as sexy if you had not gone there yet. Hey.
Yay. We're at Mimic 4.
I think that was a vanilla Mimic, wasn't it?
It is. Sword of Chunker. All right, so guess what? He's gonna totally route in. Yeah, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is great. So, yeah, route it in, Cross. Nope. Route it
Well,
in.
you might go.
Route it in. There you go. Nope. Nope. Okay, he's skipping it. All right, so he's doing the. Well, he doesn't have barrier.
He doesn't have barrier, and he doesn't have the tornado bracelet yet.
This is actually gonna hurt him.
So he's going to Oasis in the back door. Yeah, Evil
Yup.
Spirit Island is really, really messing with him now. Yeah,
having a barrier is not gonna be too big of a deal. He's definitely gonna check out Pyramid here. Check out Dio. But yeah, not having the tornado bracelet is the bigger
Or not
issue
check out
here with
Dio?
that.
Oh, he remembered
Nope,
it.
he's checkpointing.
Ah.
Yep, this way if he doesn't like what he sees, he's just gonna say no. Gas mask. Here, keep it.
Yep.
Okay, now this I find interesting. So he's not gonna do the pyramid yet, but instead he's gonna go back.
Yeah, he wants the Oasis cave checks first. In the back of Goa.
I find this a very interesting play for routing.
It's just a higher concentration of items, honestly. Well, if they aren't mimics.
I mean, I like higher concentration of mimics, especially now that
I
we're at
know you
number
do.
5.
Yeah. Especially you got to think that cross product can actually immediately route in even that power ring spot. Hey, cross product, you can use that like right now. And Steve is making his way up. Actually, with the proper barrier spell, is going to be able to go in. It does not know that the right play is actually to go the other way first.
Yeah, I can't blame either of them for doing this.
No,
honestly,
not at all.
I would like in their situation, I would do the same thing.
Yes, I think almost
you
any
find
runner
flight-
at this point.
Yeah, you find flight more often than not there, so it's just kind of a normal thing to do.
Almost every single top runner would do that. The only difference would be, of course, that Axe would then come back for the chest he forgot, along with the other chests on the right.
So we did just find Mimic 6, but something interesting to note, Cross didn't check Power Ring.
Oh. Yeah. It's a little bit longer of a check. It's faster, higher density up here. But,
Still think you would check it now.
yeah.
And then reset, because if you're planning on resetting anyway, you would do it.
I fully agree. That was the time to do it.
Hensu hooking us up with a medical herb. Take that back and go find Miss Messia.
Another thing that's interesting is that cross product. I don't know if he's going to do Carmine because he doesn't have the actual barrier spell yet. How do you like a 7th mimic?
I like a 7th mimic. That's awesome. Especially giving him a hug right to his face. How about that? We got a flute of lime.
Full Psycho
armor,
set in
so-
here.
Alright, so pretty good on that.
And eyeglasses.
Okay,
So that makes that in logic now.
that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Setting it up, he is going to go ahead and power through without barrier like he did at Stixie. You got to think at this point that he probably knows that barrier has to be at Evil Spirit Island. Yeah. And even with 32 scaling, no barrier, you got the warrior ring. This is not the worst fight.
Nope, Carmine always moves on a scripted path, so always gonna go the same way here, and down he goes. So I'm gonna get these chests here, getting the fruit of lime there,
And a
as well as
magic ring.
magic
So
ring.
that ended up being nothing.
But it's okay, because down he can go.
Indeed. It's interesting between the two runners. They actually have, they can full clear by logic all of Goa now. Cross does not have that tornado bracelet, and Steve, of course, has yet to pick up his Sword of Thunder.
But he is getting there because he is
Very
making
close.
his way over to the rest of Hydra, so he will definitely be getting that as well as the flight spell.
Indeed.
Got another long one on our hands here. Pretty happy about that. 45 minutes in, still no boat.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, we said it was going to be really hard to top that last seed. This seed is just different enough. Like, I don't think I've seen a configuration quite like this in a while, if at all. And so, it's refreshing.
Frankly, I like the change of pace. I mean, we're at 7 mimics here, you know, 46 minutes in, and just kind of nice.
Yeah.
Just a late flight seed and no bows. Makes me kind of think that they're all on a pyramid.
Well, there's not that much on the pyramid, so...
There's 3 items on a pyramid.
There is 3 items on a pyramid.
They're all on the pyramid.
Yes, the 3 items on the pyramid are all on the pyramid.
They're all
Steve
those.
picks up his flight. Cross picks up a love pendant. And it's making its way, and it's going to come down to this very nice, dense, item-rich, chest-rich area. Filled with tigers. And that's just a consumable. That is a magic ring. You can never say no to those. And battle armor. That's a nice pickup.
So we've got
Completing
all
that
our
set.
armors and all of our shields again. So all of those are out of the pool. We're at 34 scaling right now. Definitely gonna get some, gonna get harder. We're gonna find a lot more consumables now and a couple more key items still left in the pool.
Indeed. And Steve
Steve
picks
getting
up his
his
Sword
sword.
of Thunder. And gets that free warp back to Chiron.
Now the question is, are you gonna route this in, Steve? Or are you gonna teleport away? You are gonna teleport away. Okay.
Yep. And the allure of that number of items concentrated together is just difficult. And there's the Bow of Moon. So we have bow number 1. Not surprisingly in Goa Fortress, or as some people call it, Boa Fortress. I don't know who those people are, but I'm sure someone.
When you find them, send them to me, because I'm curious to meet them.
Yes. Okay, maybe it's just me. And Steve is going to take his barrier spell and go in the front door. You know, makes some sense.
Oh no, it makes perfect
Nah.
sense. I mean, this would be.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh. It's getting dark, man.
I don't know. Steve's one to not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're just
Okay.
sleeping. You're just sleeping. It's okay.
Yeah, he's not thinking about memes at all.
Maybe you should call it Boa Fortress, because that was truth.
Oh, really?
Yep, so no crypt this game, not needed. And
Yeah.
Minnow 1 only having a consumable. Magic ring.
Oh, that's rough. So he also didn't go and leave there and check those other spots. So they're continuing to gamble. Crossbody finds the windmill key. That's going to unlock some checks. So Boa Fortress is paying off here so far. And Steve's going to go in the back door. Gotta wonder if Steve, he's going to go into the Oasis Cave first. He thought about it for a second. And is going to check Hopefully he's going to check that power ring spot.
Yeah, Cross did just find Mimic 8 for us though, so I do appreciate that. Yeah, Steve should definitely check the power ring spot at this point. It's open to him. No reason for him not to check it. The big thing is, if that's the Bow of Sun, Cross isn't going to go back there for a long time.
Yeah, or something that unlocks it. That was a Storm Bracelet.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting. We are at sword percent between the two. And you gotta think very likely that at least Steve will reach full sword percent. I'm not 100% sure if Cross is ever gonna go back for that Tornado Bracelet.
He'll probably get to it eventually.
Yeah. And Steve picks up that Sacred Shield. Has yet to actually pick up any armor at this point. But is going for that power ring spot here. Oh my god. It is Mimic 9.
Cross making out like a bandit. Alright, so is this the true Boa Fortress? It is not. Last item is a consumable. But still, 2 bows. Pretty good.
It's earned the name. It has earned the name. And, yeah. We get to do some other checks.
That's a mirror.
That's a mirror. I don't think I've ever seen that. Ever. But this is the play I thought he would be doing. At the back of Windmill Cave.
Unfortunately, I think he's forgetting that it doesn't work like that. This isn't Kia Prison where you can do that. So he's got to go to the front here to the windmill and then put that key in there.
Yep. Alright, Cross making his way through this tunnel to the windmill. Steve, using that ivory statue and is making his way into Boa Fortress.
Gonna be real happy when he gets down, finds those 2 bows, but till then, gonna be a little bit. Looks like he's gonna opt to go to Carmine first.
He didn't trigger wall.
No, he turned on the windmill, but the wall doesn't open unless you watch the cave open. So he's gonna go all the way back here. Cross probably just doesn't know all the nuances.
He wild warped too early.
Yeah, he has to. You have to walk outside the windmill.
Yeah. Oh, he wild warped from inside. Yeah, you can't do that. Oh.
Paralysis. Well, that's kind of
that worked just fine. I think he got the best of y'all.
Cross is one to talk in the chat. Leaving us a nice happy message there, and I definitely agree with that.
I missed the message. Oh. Okay. So far, Windmill Cave not working out.
Yeah, nothing exciting yet.
Still early.
Still, yeah, very early still. It's gonna get more checks here. Still has an opal, which is good.
Yeah.
Use a fruit of power, get a fruit of power. Doesn't
Yeah.
feel bad.
Yeah, you get some MP back. At 39 scaling, those guards are definitely showing their strength there. And that's just an antidote.
Might as well start calling this antidote cave.
Refresh.
There's refresh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our first good find.
Yeah. And It's okay.
I mean, I like healing with all the magic we have. Like,
It's true.
If you look at his inventory, I'm pretty sure he's got 7 items being magic recovery items.
Key to prison.
Okay. So
Okay.
one extra check here. I mean, they
Yeah,
could
they've
always
already done most of
warp,
it.
fly up and do it from the front.
Yep. And Steve takes out Mado too. Gets at that love pendant.
It is worth noting, Cross does have paralysis, so could go back there and get that. Ooh, does get teleported on and does pop an opal.
Oh.
Fortunate teleport there.
And picks up the insect flutes. So they do actually have full access to everything over in the oak swamp area. And crossproduct is going straight for it.
Yep, having telepathy is going to give him all the checks in there, so it's definitely going to be a good play here. Still hasn't checked Evil Spirit Island, though.
Has not. And probably won't at this point.
He won't if he finds the bow, that's for sure.
That's true. Like, you might go back there searching for the bow, but right now, there's not a whole lot needed for... and he doesn't know that, but is gambling on it so far.
That is true. Steve picking up his Bow of Moon, gonna realize soon that this is Boa Fortress, and feel pretty good about that.
Cybeast in chat asking a great question about Wild Warp. So Wild Warp is actually something that was built in by the developers as a test mechanism. So it's something that you can do, I believe, on the second controller in order to warp around the different locations. They used it for development. So what we've done is, Steve, our runner on the right, has built in where you can actually use the Wild Warp just to go back to start in the randomizer. I believe it's a flag set you can toggle. And that allows you to very quickly just use a button press. In case you get into a situation where I don't know if you can actually get fully soft locked, but it's just a fast way to get back.
Yep, so in this flag set, it'll only let you warp back to the shrine where you started. But otherwise, there are actual points in the game that are coded for it to warp around.
Forgot or chose not to remove. And Oak is a bust. And Tornell in chat saying that Cross was working on old logic. I'm not exactly sure what he meant there.
So the logic's changed a little bit from the time that Cross ran this a lot to now. So he's running on older logic trains where you have to do certain things to get access to certain areas and things like that. Because you could pick up the child and then go to the insect, warp back, and do everything.
And you can't do that now. Yeah. Cross product picked a fight with me, but I don't think it was very lucrative.
Are you
And
sure?
so-
You got a fruit of Repon. He was
Yeah.
slimed.
You know, I was planning on using that for the recon, and I just... Now I can't. I'm sure nothing bad will come of it.
You don't need it. I think the only thing that you have to be afraid of is if a ninja pinball wizard came out and attacked you. That you might have to be afraid of. Alright, so Cross is gonna go over here and check Pyramid. Something new none of our runners have done yet. Personally excited to see this because we are running out of checks.
We really are. Yeah, Steve's gonna check out that eyeglasses check that we got earlier. Between that and the alarm flute. Check on Kenzu the bum. Yeah, you gotta face him. And it's just a consumable. Whereas Cross is making probably the better play overall with Pyramid.
I don't consider it I don't consider the eyeglasses here a bad play at all by any means.
Oh no.
Definitely something that needs to get checked. So.
But it's just a one-off. It takes a little while to get to. There's a higher concentration of items in Pyramid, and if you find the bow, you're in a much better position to just finish out the game.
That's true.
So I can understand going here first, or at least
finding
sooner.
Dio's pendant, not liking it, and resetting out of it, and taking down Dragon. Finding a Lysis plant, hopefully.
And warp boots.
That is not the low of truth.
Yeah, but nothing that actually raised up their scaling besides that pendant, which he obviously reset. Steve is going to go ahead and explore this windmill cave at this point.
So, neither of our runners have done two things. Neither of our runners have done two things. The two things they haven't done are the key to prison and finishing out Kelbusk 1, and the left side of Hydra. And by left side, I mean, the right side of Stixie.
Yes. Yep. That is it. But Cross is going to fight Mado 1 and find out the bad news there. Cross still needs to do Evil Spirit Island.
Just to get barrier and, the tornado bracelet. I mean, it's not like that could be a huge thing, or... Oh, wait, yeah. Well... point out, he didn't... Oh! There he goes.
Oh, that was sweet.
He tried to use a fruit of refund on you.
I think it was just so he could kneel to get that animation. Paying a little bit of homage and hoping that 5 seconds is not the difference between winning and losing this race. I feel special. And also, technically, I'm still asleep, so, yeah.
Cheesy Knitter asking what repun means. The slime itself is called a nooper. So that's what you get turned into, a nooper. So a repun is nooper backwards. And that's why it fixes you, because it's the backwards of a nooper.
I actually never knew that.
And more you know.
Do-do-do-do. Alright, we are over an hour into the seed at this point, and we are still bow hunting. Cross is making the final, checks into this area. Absolutely determined not to go to Evil Spirit Island. You just gotta wonder at this point, it's an hour 4 into the seed. I'm guessing that Cross is guessing that if Evil Spirit Island is the play, then he's already lost.
So, just found speed boots, fruit of power, and a medical herb. So, the right side was good for the speed boots, but nothing else. So that means that it's gotta be... It was key to prison! Yay!
Key to prison.
It's either that or it's back on some wise man who still wants that tornado bracelet.
Which he does not have.
Nope, Cross does not have.
And he's going to check his eyeglasses. Yeah, he's definitely in check mode. Cross still also might go back and check for that power ring spot. Since he does not know that that's not the play either.
And unfortunately, Cross went a little too fast and just warped out of there. So that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Oh, and he's going to be very sad when he goes back and finds that that's not at all what he needs. He seems almost a little bit panicked.
So Steve is making the play here that we all want to know, using that key to prison. He's gonna go out. Cross is going to Evil Spirit Island.
He's doing
now.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if Steve, right now, Steve is definitely in the lead right now. Then for sure.
I think so too. Yeah.
Like Cross has a level and a scaling over him, but that's not doing much for him.
Yeah.
So.
Cross probably has the Cross has the edge in skill as far as play goes in general. Steve obviously knows everything there is when it comes to logic for this game, having been the author, but he's not always fully there when it comes to thinking on his feet in the game, which I fully appreciate because I definitely am much better at the logic when I'm not actually playing. Statue of Onyx, don't warp out yet! Don't warp out yet! There you go, Steve.
There you go,
Good
buddy.
job. It's just rabbit boots, though.
Okay,
But
doesn't
still,
matter.
you didn't know.
He got the full clear. We're good. He got the full clear.
He almost did it.
Okay, so here's the thing. That statue.
Bow of
is
Sun!
Bow. Yep.
There we go. We are in bow mode.
You actually mean go mode.
No, now he's in Goem mode.
What?
And Steve is on his way to the crypt.
Yeah, so Steve's got this right
This
now.
is absolutely Steve's race to lose. I mean, Cross is exploring Evil Spirit Island. It's gonna get him that Blizzard bracelet. The Tornado bracelet. And he has that key to prison, doesn't he? He just hasn't used it yet.
Correct, yes.
Because this is definitely the density play. And so you gotta think that that's probably his next stop after this. But he is several minutes behind at this point.
Yeah, because he's gonna full clear Evil Spirit Island. He's gonna get Clark Kent. And yeah, I mean this is pretty much free at this point. He's processed so many different things to check to get back to that point. I'm not even sure when he's gonna route that in.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's pretty fast. I mean, there's not that many locations left with multiple items. I don't think. I mean, yeah. It's hard to say. I could be wrong. It's just going to work further against him at this point. Did Nakahana have the last bow last seed? No, that was Mado 2.
That was Mado 2.
Didn't Akahana have something last seed?
He always has something.
Well, yes. Important. I don't know. I've slept since then, so... Steve! Is setting himself up. Didn't set himself up. Well, Cross is fighting Sabera. Sabera 1 with 45 scaling. Not the free fights, but you know, it's gonna drop an oval. Meanwhile, Steve. Okay, he got the pattern. And it's going to let loose with that Storm Bracelet. At 45 scaling, it's going to take a couple of shots. I don't know if he's going to be able to... Yeah, it's not going to be a one cycle.
Nope. He had a couple of late releases there on both of his storms, so is going to have to wait on that.
Revealing a developer level strat?
Nope.
So Steve is not moving around.
Nope, he's using the manip. So he's
Oh,
on the pixel there to essentially force a pretty close to 50-50 as to whether he's going to open up and do his bolting pattern or not. And unfortunately, not getting it. Cross is checking Vanilla Tornado Bracelet spot, which at this point I can only think is a mimic.
Yeah. Which would be good for you. I mean, that would be the thing to finish your night off, is that Cross keeps on picking sites until he finally finishes off the mimics.
I mean, if we have double mimic percent in one night, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might explode.
Yeah, and Steve has finished off Emperor Dragon's final form, and will be making his way into the tower. You got to think, we're an hour and 11 minutes in. Steve is probably actually thinking, how come Cross hasn't done yet? But he enters at 1:11:11, a magical time, and is now making his way through the tower. And we did get another mimic.
Yep. I am very happy about that. So we are at 10.
Yep, but Cross has a saber on his mind, and that's the right play, just the wrong direction.
Steve is going all in here with the barrier, the lag storm, and the stab strats here. Very proud of him for this. He's just going in heavy. He's going in fast. He just wants that clear at this point.
He's got 5 magic rings and 2 opal statues, and he knows that in normal situations, you know, he might not be the one to lead. He manages to get that robot to despawn down south, and is trying to lure this one in. All the manips that Matrick was trying that weren't working last seed are absolutely working for Steve this time. And he is very close to clearing the second floor. Cross going back to Portoa.
Yep, he realizes now what he's gonna do.
And Steve has made it to the third floor. Oh, Cross making the play.
Yep, he's
absolutely.
gonna get the key, use it up, and get in there.
And depending upon how this goes, he might be beating Emperor Dragon around the time that Steve got Dunning, depending upon how things go. Might not quite be there yet. Might be in the crypt. Steve is definitely trending well.
Cross with a really great stab mash there. Taking down Kelbesk 1 extremely quickly. And he is gonna go turn that in right away, so he's gonna get this bow.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Steve at 1 hour 14 minutes and 5 seconds-ish, somewhere in there, is got Crystalis. And with that many opal statues left, you gotta think that this is pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, Steve's not even gonna care. He's just gonna charge Dinah here, just man mode the fight as close as he can. Gonna just savor this.
Oh, second opal already. Got it. Oh, but there it is!
Yep.
Steve Hacks has won our game against Crossproduct. Right as Crossproduct gets through the Bow and Sun and Bow of Moon room, it's on his way.
That is right. Steve finishing here with a official SRL time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 59 seconds. GG to him. And we will have him join us here in the booth in just a moment. Cross is charging up the tower here.
Got to finish off Emperor Dragon first.
Yep, and we are joined by Steve. Congrats on the win and GG.
We can't hear you, Steve.
Are you on push to talk, Steve?
Hello, thank you.
There we
Yay,
are.
there you are. Congrats, man.
Thanks. I think my heart never stopped pounding since that Mount Hydra run.
Yeah, it was quite the race between you guys. Cross is just now finishing off Dragon and is entering the tower. So what do you think about the seed?
I don't know. I think I was thinking a lot more about my gameplay at the beginning. I think I had a lot of false starts and kind of mistakes, and so I was kind of worried the whole time. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm super behind, and I got to catch up."
Yeah. Well, it was definitely a very different game from the first one that we watched. Especially with where the logic took you. And there was a little bit of a panic after both. The start was fire and fire. But from there, getting that Mount Saber North and everything, just taking you around the world with that Sword of Water, not getting flight till late. It was definitely a very different seed from the first one we saw. You and Cross didn't diverge as much. I think the main thing that really made the difference is that Cross absolutely refused to do Evil Spirit Island while you dived right in.
Yeah, I think I forgot something too. I went to Evil Spirit Island, and there was something that I was leaving behind, and it occurred to me quite a bit later. I was like, "Oh shoot, I should go back and get that other thing," but I forget what that was.
I'm not sure what you missed there, if anything. I know that Deo's Pendant was up there because Cross did eventually go back there because he needed. He was just searching for anything. He was really late to finding that key to prison usage that you had found a little bit earlier in him. That's where things eventually led to. Obviously, that Boa Sun was the play for both of you, and you just happened to find it sooner.
Yeah, that was a bit of a goose chase to find that thing. I'm always happy to go into playing Go is always kind of a risk, and you're like, well, maybe it'll pay off, or maybe it'll be a big waste of 10 minutes. So I'm happy when it pays off.
Absolutely, I was calling it Boa Fortress this time because it paid off with 2 of them. He also made Gozen pretty happy. He got 10 mimics between the 2 of you, pretty close to another mimic percent. I think he would have probably exploded with joy if he'd gotten a double mimic percent, so it's probably for the best. Didn't
maybe a little too much to ask for.
A little bit too much.
I mean, you would have had to go to the crypt for it, so...
Yeah, it had to be the crypt at that point. You did explore most of the world. So we had 2 seeds tonight that were near 100%. You guys didn't get quite as close as the other seeds, but yes. Crossfire now does have Crystalis and is about to go after China and finish this off.
I was honestly surprised to see when I was about to teleport to Sahara, I didn't have it in my warp list, so I never even saw the front side of the pyramid.
That is one area that Cross did go ahead and check, and it was, I think, all consumables. which makes sense since you found him almost everything.
Steve, I gotta ask, are you still so heated from the race that you had to cool yourself down? Your mic's doing a little bit of like water chopping.
I'm sorry, doing what?
Water chopping? It almost sounds like you're dropping, you might be dropping packets, or your mic is underwater.
Never heard of that. I've been playing with the settings to try to make it a little better, and maybe it's not working out so well.
All right, and Cross does finish up here with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 35 seconds.
Leroy! Yeah, Cross did go back for a right side sticky where you did not. Yeah, that was just interesting with the Sword of Thunder being at that bow spot. I know that Gozen was like both times you guys got that. It was like, all right, are you going to route it back in? Because it's putting you right back in position, and then neither of you did, which ended up actually being the right play.
No, honestly, I think I completely forgot about right side of Stixie, so I'm glad it wasn't relevant.
The first chest was speed boots. It was
There is
really
that,
the only
yeah.
thing that was in there. That was really the only thing that was in there. So
It's true. Yeah. And it was kind of crazy because Cross went back for it, and Cross kept on going. Because Cross didn't go to Evil Spirit Island for so long. Basically, just never had barrier. Kept on powering through all those statues just by using, shield ring and things like that. And Cross is in chat. I don't know if Cross is going to be joining us or not.
Was Barry the only thing in Evil Spirit, or what else was there?
It was Tornado Bracelet was the other big thing. So he did eventually go back for that. Power Ring Spot, I believe, was just a consumable. I know that you went there, Steve.
Yeah, I didn't even. I think I may have even forgotten that one.
you ended up checking it and you found us a mimic there. So that was
Oh, it's a mimic. That's right. Yeah. Gozen would remember that. Okay, Cross has decided to pass on an interview so that people can sleep. I don't know who could sleep after those last 2 games. I'm pretty amped up right now.
Yeah, it might take me a while.
He's doing it for my sake because I was out from work sick, and I work in 6 hours. So,
Ooh, yeah, you should go get some rest, man. I don't know, I'm West Coast and I work for myself, so yeah. My boss will yell at me all the time, but yeah.
Well, I'm not sure I have too much to add to that.
Yeah,
Well, then on that
GG
note-
again. It's a great race. Very entertaining to watch. And I'll let Gozen take us out.
Thank you again, Speed Gaming, for hosting this wonderful tournament for us. We do greatly appreciate that. Please give our runners a follow. Check them out, and as well as our commentary staff and tracking crew of DH Dom, Gozengata, and Tornell 357. On that, we are going to go ahead and sign off for the night. We will be back. I believe we have one more race. I believe it has not been yet scheduled. I could be mistaken on that for the Swiss rounds, but otherwise we will be back after GDQ here to start the bracket rounds otherwise. So please have a wonderful evening and take care.